start a little bit with some of the highlights. Let's play, a couple minutes, couple seconds of just some of the stuff that Kalvin's been able to do on the field, man. I'm gonna share this screen real quick with some of our audience. Let's see where we're at, man.
We just learned how to do this, so bear with us.
Let's see where we're at. You want to show some highlights of this young man right here? Let's see, man. You got. Hold on, man.
It's folk call yeah.
Hey, that's how you involve though, right? You get better and better, and then you get more followings,
Yeah, you need that. You need this one right here.
Okay.
All right, hold on, man. Let me share this, man. This guy, this is the truth right here. All right, we're gonna put Kalvin. Can you guys see that? Audience, let us know you guys can see this. We're gonna play some highlights just from what Kalvin and his pops been able to put up. So we're gonna play a little bit.
That music's dope, man. Damn. Peace.
Those are highlights from this year.
That breakaway.
They can't really hear them. Okay. Because you guys not using the mic.
Okay. Can't hear it.
Yeah, football seasons, it's always big for us, right? So whenever it's off season, we don't know what to do.
Do him like that though. Cheat codes, man. Dude, it's like Bo Jackson on tech mode. Cheat code. Ooh. Oh man. Pull that chair up under him.
Man. All right. So, Kalvin, I know it's like a lot of these games, right? Man, your jersey is not even dirty, man. Are they even touching you?
Yeah, between games, between plays, I mean, I get tackled sometimes, but I try my best not to get tackled. I make a miss,
That's the point of the game, right? To not get caught,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, yes, sir. My line does their best job for me not to get touched either, though.
Yeah. So what's going on when you are making all these moves, man? Is it just all reaction, or are you setting people up? Or tell us a little bit about the process when you're going through this.
Well, going through my head, everything's just slowed down. All this is based off how long I've been playing football. So running through it, what you said, reaction, but still everything slows down in my mind. I get to see what they're doing, how they're set up, if they're tall or low, I can make a miss or not. So just slow down, and I can see the vision. My vision just slows it down for me.
Okay. Now, is this something that was taught and learned, or is it just instinct that you picked up?
It was just instinct learning. It was just instinct growing up.
That's a special gift.
How's that feeling though? On a lot of these clips, how's that feeling when that guy's about to tackle you and you just break that breakaway speed? How's that feeling? Is it like a hot day and then you go take a shower? Is it it feels so good, kind of like that, or I don't know,
Yes, sir. It feels like that breeze coming into my helmet. Sometimes it's just that too much. I can't breathe because of how hot it is.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know if you're familiar with, I don't know how far you go back, but it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, Dad probably knows Barry Sanders, man. I don't know if you ever seen clips of Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Man.
Barry Sanders, he's someone that I watched growing up, and ever since he started playing football, I believe Barry Sanders was the first running back that I had highlights for him growing up. So he knows Barry Sanders pretty well too.
Mm.
Kel, did Dad show you the moves? Like, but was he like boom, boom, or?
No, that's just what I've been taught through training and all that.
Well, I mean, nah, you gotta give me some credit too.
Yeah. When I first started playing football,
so when he first started playing, at like 5, I was just teaching like a quick like a little cut move, or like a cut back, juke, like a very small juke, and then he caught on real fast. So I was like, oh shit, like he's different than most kids that I see at his age, right? So was it all that started in the over the years, I would teach them, hey, you can't start your setup or your cut so close to like the defenders. So was it you gotta create your jig or your setup far enough to where you can jig them, because if you come in too close to jig, then it gives the defenders time to catch you, right? So I mean, all that started like around 5, and then I say about 8, he got too advanced to where I wasn't able to teach him anymore. So that's where he just
8 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
about 8 or 9 around there. Yeah.
You get the okay, old man. Okay. Get on down. Settle down before you hurt yourself.
Wow. I mean, so Kalvin, you're so athletic, man. I mean, where did you get this from, man? Was Dad a beast back in the days, Kalvin?
actually, I got this from my mom's grandpa. I mean, no, my mom's dad. Sorry, my grandpa, my mom's dad.
Okay.
He's a marathon runner, and like he does all this athletic stuff, and I think I got that from him.
Okay. And then I know that at this point in your career, I think all the little details, like Dad was talking about, all the little details are put into play now, right? Just the cut, the timing, and everything. I think it's more technical now, right? Instead of the physical stuff. Would you say that's a fair analysis?
Yeah, a lot of his trainers and the coaches, that he's been through, they pretty much mentioned to us, hey, just be patient. Was it one day you'll realize that everything is clicking, and then the day that the game slows down for you is when you'll realize that all this hard work that you put in is starting to show.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that the game has already slowed down at his level right now. The way Kalvin spoke about it, like everything is in slow motion. That's why he's able to see all these moves and can't even be touched, man. It's like a different level. You know what I mean? So
how did this all start? Like, were you just playing around at the backyard, or like?
Actually, I actually first started doing karate at the age of 4.
No, you did soccer.
Oh, soccer, and then I got into karate. But my dad asked me if I wanted to play football, so I said,
"You don't know the story." Okay, Mom. I know where Mom's at, but football was all because of Mom, right? So, my wife and I, we never even imagined being sport parents, right? We went to school, got out of school, and we got kids, and then he started off his sport in soccer. He was about 4, and he was so small compared to all the other big kids, but he was able to outwork and outrun them in sprints. So he did that for about a year, and then he did karate. And then when he started doing karate, he pretty much, that's all he did for about a few months. I said about like 4 or 5 months. And then his uncle Noah, they were playing together at a playground. He slid down the slide with him and broke his leg. So he gave up karate, and then after his leg healed, that was about the time when we started watching a lot of Niners because I wanted him to be a Niners fan too. And then his mom found this flyer that bring by your boy and sign up for football. So we both took Calvin there to the team practice and realized that it wasn't flag football. She thought it was flag football, so he was 5 at the time, but it was actually tackle. So that's how his football career started.
Wow.
From a flyer.
So he broke his leg?
Yes. He broke his leg when he was 4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that doctor, man? He should get credit.
Yeah, it wasn't a full break. It was like a stress fracture.
Okay. Man, yeah, they hooked him up, man. Shoot, man. So we were talking. So you talked a little about how it began right there. We got one of our questions here is, when we talked about it, I think we kind of talked on the phone beforehand. And you said that you noticed Kalvin's competitiveness at a young age. What did you notice specifically? And what was it about him that made you realize, like, man, this kid is he's like a beast out here? What did you notice that?
Yeah, so I want to say that's probably when you first started playing soccer. He was only 4 and he was playing with kids that were about like 6 and 7, right? And then when I seen that every time, especially when it came to racing, he would his small little feet is moving like three or 4 times compared to like the taller kids, right? But it was at every race he would go and just outbeat every kid. And I was like, man, this kid has heart, I mean, like me, I would have probably gave up already, right? But was it from like practice, it was usually about like an hour practice, and then from like the whole entire hour, he will go all out, 110%, and just always compete. So that's when I knew that he was very, very
Kalvin, now does that competitiveness, like, do you have to find that, or is that just natural for you?
I think that's natural. I've grown up being competitive. I never like to lose.
Okay.
Yeah. He cries whenever he loses. I mean, still till today, he still does. Yeah.
You ain't gotta tell him like that, man.
well, I say it because this is his first year doing wrestling, and he went up against kids that have been wrestling since 5, and he lost, and he was just emotional crying. I told him, hey, just calm down, So I mean, he don't like to lose.
And then Kalvin, you obviously your parents, your mom and your dad, have a great influence on you, right? Who were some of your heroes growing up, and why were they your heroes?
Growing up, I had many heroes, but the ones that I favor the most are my grandparents. One from my mom's side, my grandpa. He's like an inspiration to me because at his age, he does marathon races and he does like marathons and stuff. Sparring races. He does biking, and like he's taught me how to become like do not quit when times get hard. And like I don't know how to explain it. He's just like an inspiration to me. And my grandpa from my dad's side, he's one of the hardest working men I know. Like he'll take me outside and he'll tell me to watch him, and he'll just do like yard work back and forth, and he'll like tell me to help with him. And he just taught me how to become a better person.
Wow, man, that's pretty deep right there, man. And wait, going back to your mom's dad, he's still competing to this very day? Is that what it is? Wow,
yes,
man. Woo, man, I can only wish I could do that at his age, or whatever age he's at, man. Because
I could barely walk to the fridge.
I mean, he's very active. He swims, he rides bikes, snowboards. He's a black belt in karate. I mean, he does a lot of stuff.
Wow.
Might have to get him on.
Dude. Okay. So Kalvin, he's not even the real athlete of the family, man. Shoot.
No, that's all him. That's all him.
Shoot, he passed that gene down, man. So you mentioned a little bit about how competitive Kalvin is. Cool. Do you purposely do competitive stuff in the household too, just to get them riled up and going as well too, like board games and all sorts of stuff?
Yeah. You know, growing up, you know, I mean, still till today, he can't beat me in basketball, so that's one thing I have on him. You know, so but I mean, you know, like he's got a brother, so I make them both, you know, compete. You know, with everything that they do. I mean, even when they were little, you know, who was going to be the fastest at eating, you know, food, you know, and then you know, I've always been able to beat him in racing until recently, probably like when he was 11, when I tried my hardest, and then he was able to beat me. I had a lie that I had sprained my ankle, but you know, ever since then, I haven't been able to beat him. So I mean,
okay.
I mean, and then you know, his mom is very competitive with him too. So.
You know what? We got to give a shout out to mom too, man. Shout out to mom for accidentally putting him in tackle football, and look what she created, man. Shoot, that's one hell of a story.
I mean, to add on more about the football, how he started. You know, we got there. This was when he was with the Lakers Lions. When he was 5, he was playing in I believe it was 7U. So you know, kids that were about like 2 years older than him, and he was so small. And then the president was like, "Man, I don't know if your boy is ready to play, you know, tackle football. You know, he's so small. I mean, he was the shortest, and I mean, less than 50 pounds. I mean, he was very, very small. And then, but the president said, you know what? Since you guys are already here, you know, just let him try out to see if he likes it. And then when we got in the field, you know, they were still doing warm up where they, you know, stretch and then they'll run sprints, and then he was just outrunning all the other kids. And then the coach, his head coach, was like, well, you guys have to play now. So that's how he actually started playing.
And then he's been making doubters into believers ever since, man. And then we'll lead that into another segment right there. We got a question about that later on too, just having to prove himself over and over again. Before we move on to the next question, let's go to the board right here, see what some of the comments are. Let's give some of the viewers a shout out, be interactive here. There's a lot of love right here. So Ka saying Kalvin is a true beast and absolute anchor of a player. Kyle Lee also saw his highlight reel this morning and he was just blown away, man. Then Pheng Moua says hi Kalvin and hi Ku. Keep grinding, brother. Kalvin. 2 said can't really hear them. Up the volume. I think we can hear Kalvin fine. It might be cool, but I think we can hear you good now. I'm fine with it. So let us know, viewers. Go Kalvin. Jim Moore, peace sign. I think this is Jim Moore right here.
Okay.
Nobody.
Thanks for the shout out, Jim.
Yeah, get out the chat room, man.
Dina said, you know, we can see it. Kalvin is a beast. Yes. Kalvin is no joke. Jim is watching. Proud of you, Kalvin, by Nong Lucy Moore. You know, baby, they call you baby Tyreek, probably Tyreek Hill. Good stuff, young man. You know, there's a lot of love, man. Let's see if there's any
questions. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks a lot, guys.
And then right here, Brian. So Bryant, I don't know if you guys know Bryant or not. Brian Tao, he's actually a kicker from Cal Poly. He's been on our program as well too. He's actually going through the process right now. He's trying to make it to the NFL too as a kicker. So he's giving you some love out here too, man. So
yeah.
he's from California.
We've been following his journey too. You know, I've been watching him since high school. So you know, I'm very, very proud of him too. You know, he's actually the one that, you know, laying down the foundation for these young kids. Yeah.
For sure. He just gave a shout out. He said, glad to see another Hmong you chasing their dreams. Keep grinding. Hope to see you on the field one day, man. Man, that would be so dope if Kalvin and Brian could get there, man. And, you know, hopefully it open up the floodgates for a lot of the players as well, too, man. Ask him about West Coast Warriors. Tessie Maldonado, man.
Yeah,
What's up with West Coast Warriors?
Baseball coach, you want to say hi?
Hi guys, how you guys doing? Yeah, that's my old baseball team. We go way back.
Well, if the audience don't know that Kalvin he also plays baseball too, man, at a pretty high level too, man. That's just crazy because baseball is a pretty tough sport. He's like Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, man, football and baseball.
He's trying.
So got a lot of people here. It says Pat Robinson Knox watching from Ashland City, Roland Valesco. Hi guys, what's up? Grandson.
That's the grandpa that does.
Oh, is that your grandpa?
Yes,
hey,
sir.
Grandpa, man, I heard you still killing it. Keep on doing your thing. So, cool. Can you talk a little bit about what message did you give to Kalvin about hard work? Was it more of speaking to him, or did you lead by example more? Can you speak a little bit about that, just work ethic?
I gotta say probably both. You know, him. I got him into training at a young age. At such a young age, you know, I've been seeing others do it. So I was like, you know, why not us? You know, I mean, was it by no means we're rich or whatever, but you know, hey, if we could, you know, sacrifice some money for training, then we will, you know. What I told him at a young age is that you know, talent can only take you so far, you know. Once you reach that, you know, level where your talent, you know, levels off, then you need to have hard work and training to back you up to take you to the next level, you know. And then also I'll say leading by example, you know, my dad and us, we grew up, you know, working hard with his business, right? So he owns rental homes, you know. So I mean, I would take him along with me on a ride, you know, to see what the grind is, you know, what the real grind is other than sport, you know. It's not all easy, it's not all fun and games, you know. I would take him at a young age to the rental homes and, you know, ask him to help me change out a toilet, you know, or was it take out carpet or paint walls and stuff, and weekends or every time that we have a chance. So, you know, that's the hard grind of hard work, you know. Even though my parents are pretty well off, you know, they don't go out there and, you know, play. They're still working and grinding every single day. So, you know, he learns a lot from my parents' side too.
And then, Kalvin, you seen your dad. Your dad spoke about just him leading by example and, you know, just talking to you. What have you seen? What are your dad and your mom taught you, or what are some of the examples they said that you kind of caught on and know that look, this is an opportunity for me. I better not like kind of squander it.
I feel like they're my guidance. I follow their footsteps to become a better person. But I see my mom and dad just sacrificing for my family, for my siblings, and like the hard work they put in for me. And that it's like my way of paying them back through sports and school and like just anywhere. It's my way of paying back what they've sacrificed for me and my family.
And I know, cool. I know that we talked a little bit off air beforehand about just investing in your kids, man. I mean, not a lot of people could dedicate all this time like that, man. Can you just speak quickly about how time consuming it is as well too? Just the dedication level that you have to go through. I mean, Kalvin is dedicating himself on the field, but you're off the field and you and your wife are just dedicating yourself as well too, man.
Yeah, so it's not easy, competitive sports is very, very time consuming. What was the first part of the question again?
Just investing in your kids and just
Okay.
investing your time. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I say investing in your kids, that's probably the best thing that you can do for your kids because they are the future. Growing up, especially with sports, I've always wanted, my parents to support me with sports too, but being first generation here, they know no better, right? So
right.
They all thing that they knew was, hey, get into the book, study, get a degree, and just go work, right? So
right.
Being the first generation, we didn't have the chance to play sports, right? So now that I see what other kids, my kids, them are able to do, I feel like you gotta give them 110% with everything that they was in need to reach their goal. So we don't know how far this is gonna go, but investing in them for the future because they are. Everyone's goal is for your kids to be better than you, right? So
sure.
So that's why I say you invest in your kids. And then going off of time, competitive sports, it's pricey. It's a lot of money, a lot of time. Like my wife and I, we got 4 kids, and all of them pretty much play competitive sports. So I mean, it's a grind. Every day we get up early for work. We go to work. We try to get work done. Try to leave early, and then right when we get home, it's dinner time. A quick bite. There's homework. You got to finish homework. You got to go to practice by like 6 to 8. It's about 2 hours, and then you get home from practice about 9:30 at time. Sometimes the kids' homework are not even done yet. Sometimes the kids burn off too much calories, so they get hungry. So we got to feed them another time at like 10, and then they all take showers, get done by 10:30, 11, and then my wife and I go to sleep by like 12, and we do that all over again. So
man,
it's the constant grind, but was it for me, it's a passion for me. I mean, whatever makes them happy makes me happy, right? So I mean, I love gym. Some days, I tell my wife that hey, one day when they all grow up and they're out of the house, what the hell are we gonna do? We're gonna sit around and do nothing, right? So I mean, right now we're just enjoying what we have with the kids.
For sure.
So like kids are kids, right? I mean, kids want to like goof off too and have fun. I mean, through that process, you and your wife, did you guys find any like resistance from your kids or trying to make them work hard or anything like that? If so, like how did you guys deal with that?
So to be honest with Kalvin, we haven't, sometimes I get home and he's like, Dad, I'm ready, take me to practice, or hey, I'm ready, go take me to training. But I can't say that for all my kids, so like my second kid, he's like the sensitive one. So sometimes like, hey, come on, let's go work out. It's like, nah, I'm retired, right? So sometimes I try to push him, and then one day he's like, Dad, my name is not Kalvin. So was it so I mean there's certain levels to a kid where you could push, and then you don't want to push a kid too far to where they don't want to do or play the sport anymore, right? So was it but I do think that by him always being on the go and always being ready to train, that
Mhm.
he leads by example. So slowly, my younger kids are starting to do what he does.
Mhm. And then let's go to the board right here real quick, and then we'll go on with the segment right here. So it says here, I think your grandpa is saying he's getting teary-eyed right now. So then Dennis here says that Kalvin needs to level up his hoop game. And then I think your grandpa said Koo is such a phenom dad. He's an awesome mentor to his kids and his wife as well too. So shout out to you, Koo.
Thank you, guys.
This is probably your wife. So your wife said you guys are gonna start running marathons. Cool, that's what she said, man.
My ankle, right? My ankle.
Hey, I said to my wife that whenever they start at 1K, I'll be doing a 1K. No more than a 1K.
All right, let's go on to the next segment right here. There's a quote out there that Kalvin put out there, man, and I think that it's kind of prototypical of him and his style and what you see from him when you first see Kalvin. So it goes a little something like this. Kalvin, I'm gonna read it to you right here, and I want you to kind of elaborate on it, okay? So it goes like this. I know you had a little beginning part to it, but the main thing is this part. I would never pass the eye test, but one thing's for sure. They could never measure the size of my heart and the passion for this game. Kalvin, can you speak about that a little bit?
So, like, knowing me, I'm 5'2", and I'm probably not the biggest.
Mhm.
So the eye test is basically how people first see me.
Mhm.
I'm not too big, but
Mhm.
I'm like, even though I'm not the average football player for my height,
Mhm.
they see me as, I would say, a mouse. Okay.
Mhm.
But once I step onto the field, they can see what I can do. And like for my heart, I got this saying from a long time ago: heart over height.
Mhm.
So I use that and I carry that on.
Mhm.
And I believe that, man, I'm getting a little shy right now. Sorry.
Say it, man. Say it.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Elaborate on how they can't measure your heart.
They can't measure my heart because they can't see what they see, what I see, or what I
Right.
feel. Like, I know what I could do, but they don't know what I can. And so I
Right.
show it.
Right.
So I prove myself to them that what they don't know.
Mhm.
So I try my best to like be as big as them, but
Mhm.
not physically, but mentally, you know?
For sure, man.
This is a pretty
Mhm.
deep quote. It seems like it's rooted from somewhere. Like, have you experienced some situations that caused you to feel this way, or?
Yes. So coaches and players always talk down on me because of my height.
Mhm.
Like
I don't think they talk down here. I think they overlook you.
they overlook me.
Mhm.
But so when I first started playing football at the age of 5, I never got to like be the starter. I was always watching people do it first.
Mhm.
So I took that and I like stored it into my body,
Mhm.
and then I carried that along the way so I could like use that as motivation.
Mhm.
So
That's a kind of a champion's mentality,
yeah.
because I don't even think that like the coaches did it on purpose.
Right.
But for you to take it as a slight, that's like a Jordan Kobe mentality.
That's
you know
the
what I mean?
Mamba mentality
Yeah,
right there.
That's kind of like a built-in mechanism that champions have.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of kids have that at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And for you to just take it, man, I'm waiting for that shirt.
Yeah.
Make sure you make a shirt, man. We're gonna buy that out.
Because those coaches are probably like, they didn't even mean to slight you, but
Right.
for you to take it personally, like, that's a heart of a champion.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you should.
Thank you.
Same thing I tell my kids, like, you should take everything personal. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Somebody scores on you, you should take that personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and the way you are, and that's the way you got to be when you're competing against kids that are 100 pounds, more than you are, and a foot taller.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's also a saying you brought this up like a few months ago, and my wife and I were, like surprised on what he said. He one day at home, he was like, "Dad, you know what? Taller people look up to you," and I was like, "Oh man, that's a pretty good quote."
Yeah, for sure, man. Oh, young fella right here, man. Deep quotes right here, dude.
Because it's crazy. Because if you just study all great athletes,
Yes,
when they were younger, they felt the same. Like, man, I was slighted when I was coming up, and then like when they finally reached the peak, they're like, I love that coach because he benched me or something like that. You know what I mean?
It's always something that there was just a motivating factor that just drove these great players. And this quote right here is just, it's just crazy because he's actually, Kalvin is actually using it to kind of like push him. It seems like, you know what I mean?
Keep using it. Those coaches still don't like you. Okay? So just keep using it.
and then as a parent, to elaborate on that quote too, growing up, he's been invited to like all-star games, all the way in Vegas. So we travel, other than LA, Vegas, and a lot of places for him too, right? So, there's been a few times where we went to like camp stuff all day, all three days. They know what he could do, but they don't play him, and then after the game he's crying and everything, but as a dad, you just gotta tell him to just suck it up and just use that as firepower for you to motivate yourself to do better next time. And then I don't blame coaches. What I tell Kalvin is that hey, if you want to get on the field, you gotta show him. Coaches probably didn't play you for a reason. So next year when you go out, make them play you. So
control what you can control.
Well, I just got to give you credit right there, Cool, for just being so honest with him and not giving him the pat on the back. Well, it's the coach. The coach did this, man. You're better, man. Next time, you actually like straight up with him. Look, there's a reason why you didn't play, so work harder. It's sometimes as a parent, it's hard to kind of do that with your kid, but if you can keep it real with them, like you can be better than this. You can do better. Because a lot of time we see more in our kids than they see in themselves sometimes, because you can kind of see the finish line just by some of their habits. You know what I mean? And sometimes they don't really see that. So they kind of tail off and things like that. And that's the reason why parents are so hard on their kids sometimes, because they see a lot in their kids. So, and then Kalvin, can you speak a little bit about putting in the extra effort, hitting the gym? What are you doing specifically to, make up for the size as we spoke about?
So I work when others aren't. For example, they play video games, they sleep, but that's when I'm working. I put in the extra work to keep up with my lack of height. So I focus on my skill set. For example, like speed, agility, quickness. I don't have to be as tall, but I could beat them through those three skill sets.
Yeah.
So that's one way I think that that's like I could measure my lack of size. Sorry.
Yeah, and I noticed like it's not even that's the physical stuff. I noticed, man, your hands are like top notch too, man. Like you got glue on your hands too, man. Like
yeah, I don't have the biggest I don't have the biggest hands, but I try my best to like catch it,
So,
yeah, for sure.
So kind of small, probably about like when he's 10, I like started putting more velocity on the football because he wants to be a receiver. So I say, hey, you got to catch the ball. So throwing harder and harder, and then to the point where I'm like throwing my fastest and he's still catching, and that's when I knew that his hands are okay. And also playing multiple sports like baseball. Baseball helps out with his hand-eye coordination a lot. So was that he learns a lot through baseball to help out with his football game too.
For sure, man. I know that. Yeah, definitely baseball truly helps. Now, Kalvin, if you had to choose sport right now, I know like you're still in the process right now? I mean, you're playing baseball, basketball, wrestling, all this kind of stuff. What is the sport for you if you had to make a choice?
I'd have to say football.
Okay, for
That's
sure,
what I
man.
excel best in. I excel best in football.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because somewhere along the line,
Yeah,
you're probably gonna have to make a choice, but it's
Yeah.
like,
I mean, if you could play all sports, shoot.
yeah, no.
So
See-
the baseball story, I had to force him to play baseball, you know, because he had started playing football at 5, and then I had to force him to play baseball at 7. You know, he was 7 and he was playing t-ball with the little 4-year-olds, and he's like, "Dad, baseball sucks. I don't like baseball. I can't score. I can't run or whatever."
Mhm.
But so he said he was done with baseball, and then the next year I had to force him again to play. You know, as a dad, you know, you don't want to put your eggs all in one basket, right?
Right.
So, you know, I don't know how tall he's gonna be. You know, I don't know how far he go with football. So, you know, I made him play baseball. So it was that he can have another path later on if on football doesn't work out, and then now he's excelling with baseball now too. So I mean, to me, honestly, I think he's probably a better baseball player compared to football. But I mean, his passion is just with football.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, shoot, baseball is a lot safer too, man. Dude, I mean, there's injury in all sports, but man, for sure, man, you're just an all-out athlete, man. And on top of all that, you know, we don't even have a segment to talk about your academics as well, too, man. So big ups to you on the academic side as well, too.
What are the nicknames? I know they said little.
Yeah. What are some of the nicknames that people have coined you, man?
List it.
So,
start off with your first one.
Growing up, when I first started playing, it was Megatron. Like,
why is that?
Kalvin, because my name was Kalvin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Megatron. And then when I started training, it was Cal, short for Kalvin. And then now at Briarcrest, they gave me a nickname is Dash. Yeah. So those are my three main nicknames.
There was also Cheetah, Speed.
Cheetah.
Yeah.
What you said? Cheetah?
Yeah. So they.
Oh, I like that one right there, man.
Cheetah too.
I'm gonna coin a new nickname.
Okay.
I'm nicknaming what's that? Because he just.
What's that?
Oh, that's a good one. Never heard that before.
No, I like that one.
So, Kalvin, obviously, man, like, you know, whenever you step on the field, you're very undersized. Can you speak a little bit about what you've been able to do to impress a lot of your coaches on the football field? What are some things that you think that you do that just like they are basically running plays for you? I mean, we see some of the highlights. They're finding different ways to get you the ball, man. What have you been able to do?
It's my work ethic. The way that I push when kids aren't like, I go 110 every practice, every play, and every rep. So not only on the field, but off the field too. I try my best to be a leader, be best in the class. I think that's what impresses the coaches most. I respect my peers and all, but my work ethic and off the field too.
And then, cool, you share a little bit about, can you speak a little bit about where Kalvin's going to be playing his high school ball in where we could check him out as well too?
Yeah, so moving out here, you know, so back in California, he was already in line to go to a private school called St. Mary's. Shout out to the Junior Rams. You know, he's been playing with the Junior Rams all the way till we moved. So I knew that you know, coming out here, I had to get him to a high school where, you know, where the academics is good, sport programs are good. You know, so when we first came here, I looked at a few public schools, and you know, they were an option, but we went to a few games, and you know, I always go through Calvin and say, hey, I'm gonna take you to these 3 high schools, you know, and then you're gonna look at their offensive schemes and see how they run it, see if you like it. So we went through a few, and he said, "No, Dad, that's not for me. That's not for me." So he was asked to go look at Briarcrest. It's one of the top private schools in Memphis. So went there, we took a tour, and he just fell in love with the coach, everything that they have to offer there, offer for him, from the gym to the sports to the academics and everything. So he got accepted there as an 8th grader. So that will probably be where he's playing for high school.
Awesome.
Yeah, Briarcrest Christian.
Okay. And then, Calvin, you gonna get on the diamond too? Out at Brian Christian.
Yes, sir. So this weekend I actually have baseball tryouts. Hopefully, I make the team.
Okay, for sure, man. Man, that's a lot of props, man. If I think high school you mentioned, that's Michael Orr went to the high school from Blindside, correct?
Yeah. So Briarcrest is a private school that Michael Orr went to. That's and then I believe another.
I think Greg Hardy. Is it Greg Hardy?
Yeah, Greg. Yeah. Greg Hardy went there too. So after his first year here, there was a few private schools, probably like 4 or 5 of them that hit us up and want us to go look at them. But he chose Bradford, so he likes it there so far.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to see him on Diamond as well. Man, post some of those videos up too, man. For sure.
Yeah, so baseball is harder to film because it's a slow pace, and
yeah.
To be honest, I missed probably the best highlights in baseball because I stopped filming because I've been filming for like an hour, and I don't see nothing, so I get off the camera, and then the next big play he makes like a crazy diving catch or whatever. I'm like, man, but baseball is just harder to film.
Yeah, for sure. I think for baseball, if you're not pitching or if you're not hitting, then it's pretty much a waiting game. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, for sure.
Cal, who do you look up to in baseball?
Ricky Henderson.
Ooh, man, I'm surprised you know Ricky back in the day. It's probably that's dad in our era, man.
Yeah.
My goal is to try to steal his record of base stealing.
That's a big
Ricky
goal.
Henderson.
That's a big feat.
He was a heck of a baseball player, man. You ever see the size of that guy's leg? Man, he has like the biggest legs. He was crazy fast. I don't think he ever was the fastest one, but he just had that
explosiveness.
Yeah, and I guess dude was like a burglar, man. He didn't care. Like he had no fear. He was like, man, I'm gonna steal the base, man. It doesn't matter,
Yeah, so we want to shout out to Coach Gilbert from the Warriors. He's the one that actually brought his baseball game to the next level. So shout out to Coach. Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. And then let's do this, man. Kalvin, where do you hope to be 5 years from now in terms of football or whatever?
I want to be at a good D1 school for sports and academics. But I can see myself in 5 years as a starting slot receiver for like a D1 school, just grinding and like proving other people that not only other races could do it, but Asians too. But
man,
besides that, I want to become an engineer like my dad. So I'm gonna take a lot of classes to become an engineer.
It's a lot of calculus.
Physics, calculus.
Those are great goals, man. You're on your way to it. Are there any particular schools right now that you're looking at, or any, I guess conference that you want to be at?
I want to be in the SEC.
Okay, that's down south around where you guys are at, right?
Yes, sir.
You guys got schools that reached out yet? I don't know if you guys can speak on it or
well,
not.
it's still early. We've been hearing coaches say that hey, certain schools are starting to watch, so just ball out in the next 4 years. So we
For sure, man.
We heard a little, but nothing official yet.
For sure. No, man, those are awesome goals, man. I think you're on the right path, man. Dude, look at they're all shouting out colleges already. Ole Miss, Alabama. Look, man.
Tell them which schools you like.
Yeah, I like Ole Miss.
Okay.
I like Ole Miss and Alabama.
Okay.
Georgia's a nice school too, though.
Okay. Why Ole Miss? I mean, Alabama, obviously they're a powerhouse, but why Ole Miss?
I'd say the environment.
Okay.
I go to some of the games and
Mhm.
the crowd is just so hype and so glad to see their team play.
Yeah.
And I just one day I just want to be there and look and just see the stands cheering.
Man,
That's religion
crazy,
over there.
yeah.
Football, that's religion.
Down there, football is big out there, huh? In Texas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Texas too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Let's see some of these comments real quick, and then we'll bring it back. It says, hold on, let me scroll up a little bit. Dash. Somebody wants to name you Dash. Dash definitely fits. Is Yolanda. Clifton say he is called Callie. Nickname Callie as well too. That fits him. Alyssa says, love you, Nev. Proud of you. Mom said they don't force you to do anything, so that's awesome, man.
Mom said go clean your room up.
Yeah, that's an everyday chore for him.
He's not far from becoming a pro Fortnite player.
Yeah, what are your hobbies, Kel?
Yeah.
I like video games.
Okay.
I excel a lot in video games too.
Okay. See, you got that hustle mentality, man. Always making money and doing stuff.
What games do you play?
I play Fortnite and Call of Duty.
Okay.
PS4, Xbox, or
PC.
Yeah.
I don't know any of that. He has a teenage kid, so
I don't know either. That's the extent of what I know.
So the only reason why I let him play video games is it's somewhat hand-eye coordination.
Yeah,
for sure. It's a lot of reaction, man. I hear you.
A lot of those kids that are great at gaming and whatnot, they get recruited by the military and whatnot.
Yeah.
To control, drones and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, the e-sport is a big thing now too, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They got a lot of teams out there in the SEC. So, let's do this, man. Cool. I want to ask you this. So, obviously, the odds are stacked against Kalvin, right? Making to the NFL, right? Is it college football, NFL, or bust? What lessons or message can you share with the viewers out there about this journey that you guys are going through right now?
Okay. So, obviously right now the end goal is free education, right? So, I would like to hopefully, see him catch the eyes of just one person, to see if he can get into a, D1 school for free, scholarship, right? And then, NFL, that's a dream, but to me, whatever he does in life is not a bust for me, right? So, going through the journey with him from 5 all the way till now, I know how hard and how much work and time he put into this stuff. At the end of the day, if it's football or not, the life skill lessons that he's learned from playing on the team sport will give him an advantage in life. When if that's to work or in school to go on to having a career outside of sports, all that playing team sports, it gives him leadership skills, teamwork skills, and gives him the confidence to be whoever he wants to be. You know, so like us Hmong people growing up, we've always been more reserved. You know, because we don't know much better. You know, being first generation here. You know, especially our parents, they're very very reserved. So we kind of just have that in us too, being reserved and being an engineer going into like that career, the ones that I see that are, going to, management or CEOs or whatever, they all have some type of, leadership skills. And you can tell that they've all somewhat played in the team sport growing up, right? So that's one thing that I think that he's going to benefit from playing team sports and that. And then, a message for everyone is that, don't give up on your child's dream. We've been talking about, others telling us that, hey, he's too small to play. Don't force him to play football. Haven't you seen that movie by Will Smith? And then was it even my own parents, growing up, they were always against, me letting my kids play football because it's a very aggressive sport. He might get hurt. He might get an injury that, he can't recover from, right? But to me, it's like I see the hard work that he put in, because what others don't see is what I see in him every day. Right? I see the grind, the hustle, the training that he puts in, and then as a parent, it's automatic that you want to be concerned for your kids, health. Right. But seeing what he did from 5 all the way till now, I know that he could compete at that level. So he gives me some assurance that, hey, was that if I was to stop you from reaching your goal, it might be something that I regret, So I mean, just be there for him 110% because I know what he can do and he knows what he can do. He knows better than me as a parent now on what he could do, So I just let him go with the ride, and my wife and I just carry along for the ride, just support 110%.
For sure, man. Calvin, what's your reaction to what your dad just shared, man? I mean, basically, it's just win, lose, or draw, man. Your dad has got your back 100%, man. What's your reaction, man? I mean, your dad and your mom.
I just love that they care for me no matter what I do. I just love that about them. Like knowing that they have my back no matter what, it makes me comfortable instead of just doing sports. Like along the way, if I need help with college or anything, they'll help me. They'll be right there behind me. And that's just what I care about. It's just my family caring for me, and I care for them.
Awesome, man. Very lucky young man, for sure. And, obviously your dad shared a little bit about his experience. And cool, I bet your Hmong parents, man, they never, I guess, like both of them, they don't invest in us like how we invest in our kids nowadays, man. So, So Calvin, he's in a situation that's so blessed, man, for sure.
Yeah, like me, my parents were never into sports, right? I played middle school basketball, softball. I did a little wrestling, tried for football and all that stuff, but the sport that I played the most was basketball, going from middle school to like freshman year, and then like my mom and dad didn't know that I had like a handful of games under me, like playing a whole full season, 8th grade year of basketball, looking through stands, I would never see my parents, because they were also they were so into the grinding and hustle, trying to make us a better family, so they don't ever give us the time of sports, but with when I have my kids, I tell my wife that whatever they want in life, I'm trying my best to give it to them, because I want them to be better than what we ever were.
Before we get into the last segment right here, man, obviously, can you speak a little bit on your wife and the role she plays? And Kalvin, can you speak a little bit about your mom and the role that she plays? Obviously, she's not on screen right here. She's kind of an unsung hero. What kind of, can you guys speak a little bit about her and give her props and what have she done? Just some of the things that she's been able to do as well too. Is she near you right there?
I think she's coming. Did you want to come in?
Did you? I'll open it.
Yeah, I'm on so us being Hmong, my we've always been, culturally had a marriage within the Hmong culture, right? But my wife's Filipino, so she's learning a lot. She knows Hmong too. So.
Hey, Mom, how you doing? We just wanted to give you some props as well too for all the hard work that you've been able to do. I know that it's been, just raising boys. It's been, it takes a toll on the grocery money.
Oh yeah, no, it's expensive, but I just roll with it. Teamwork makes the dream work, I've learned.
For sure.
Just being there and supporting the kids. I think I know my parents worked growing up. I loved sports, but it's just hard. I didn't have the resources growing up. And so having kids, I didn't think we'd be in this sports life either. So,
right.
But it's truly tag team work.
Sure.
Being with him for almost 20 years, it's just you learn the game. So yeah.
Can you?
Hey, Kalvin, who's more embarrassing, mom or dad at your games?
Can you ask him that?
That's me. Yeah, no. So for the longest time, like even when he was 5, I was the one on the sideline, like, oh, let's go, or sack him, and he'd look in the stands and be like, Mom, be quiet. And it's just hard for me to keep, like, I'd go to every single game and just say, I'd get better, let me keep my mouth shut. I don't know how these parents are so calm, but it's like, I want him to hear me and feel me, like, we support you in everything you do, like, I'm right there with you. So I make sure he can hear me on that field.
Yeah.
And I think there was one time when he had a baseball game and he was I think it was the first year we moved here. And one of the kids was like, dang, is that your mom? Like, he came up to me after the game. He's like, Mom, I'm so sorry for the way I've told you to be quiet. Like, one of my teammates came up to me and said, I wish my mom came to every single game.
Wow.
Like, yeah. So he was like, he gave me a hug. He was like, I'm sorry, you can yell at me as long as, as long as I'm playing this game, Mom, I want you to yell. I want you in my corner. So
For sure.
And it's funny because sometimes coaches will ask me things and I'm like, honestly, I don't know. Ask their dad. I'm just the drop off, pick up, tell me where to go type of mom. I have no say in where he plays, what team he's gonna. I don't know. I'm just
So on my part, she does more than being just a mom. She's the one that makes up because we got 4 kids. They all do different sports, right? She's the one that every beginning of the month fills in the whole calendar. Hey, practice times this time, So she's the one that gets all the emails from coaches, and then she'll relay to me, and then tells me what I got to do. So she makes all the kids lunch that night. So she does a lot. And then another thing that I want to say is that being parents of multiple kids that play sports, sometimes on weekends we don't see each other. Kalvin is playing baseball here like an hour away. Kason's playing baseball 2 hours away. So we split. We don't see each other for the weekend, and then we come back, Sunday night. So she does a lot for my kids too. It's just not me. She behind the scenes, she does a lot.
And it's not just me either. We're blessed with. My grandma also moved out here to help us.
Wow.
So without her, I I can't imagine. I think we'd probably be eating like top ramen, the noodles. Like, here's dinner, guys. Let's go. Sometimes it's like we just roll up to the driveway and just honk the horn, and all the kids would just come rushing out with all their equipment. So a lot of other, like, our friends are like, how do you guys do this? And it's like, without her, I don't know. We'd probably be starving. Just McDonald's every day. I don't know.
Yeah. I tell my kids all the time that, you know, even though it's you guys put in the hard work on the field, playing 110%, tired, exhausted, at the end of the day, it's us in bed, exhausted from moving, from going everywhere from place to place. You know.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Man.
What's Kalvin's go-to meal?
What's your go-to meal, Kalvin?
What's your go-to meal?
Yeah, he loves noodles.
All sorts of noodles. Well,
yeah,
you know,
Capone pho and
well,
so I try to carb load him a lot before games. You know?
Yeah, for sure, man. Needs it, man. You probably go through a lot of just burning, man. You know.
Yeah.
Well, you know, just want to give a huge shout out for the both of you, just working as a team and understanding that it's, you know, it's for the kids, man. Because a lot of the time, like you guys said, man, it's a lot of quality time is missed between you guys, but you guys are able to do it and, you know, put your kids first. And, you know, and they've been a great investment because look at all this, man. I mean, holy cow. They keep you busy too, man. When you don't see each other, man, it makes you love each other a little bit more, right?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like, get the hell out, dude. Take it, you know?
That's for sure. Well, we appreciate you coming on, Mom, man. We know that behind everything, there's always a mom back there, you know, doing her thing. You know, whether it's picking up, cooking, in the middle of it, you know, scheduling everything, there's always a woman back there doing her thing, you know, making, you know, all the guys look good. So
Y'all the real MVP.
That's right. The real MVP.
Appreciate it so much. And then Kalvin, we want to ask you this. Thank you, Mom. Appreciate it. Kalvin, want to ask you this, man. This is the question right here that we really want to ask you, man. There's a lot of kids who are going to be looking up to you or who are already looking up to you right now. What message would you like to share with them?
If they have any goals or dreams in life, do not give up. No matter what stuff you lack in. For example, my height, just forget what the doubters say. Just go full on, head first, and just go. And just don't give up. Chase them.
No fear, man. That's a great message, dude.
Yeah, because often kids grow up, like the easiest thing is to not do something. You know what I mean? And you know, once you quit once, then it becomes easier and easier to quit. So yeah, fighting through, you know, whatever situation that you're going through is you know, it's always the way to go. Because
for sure,
you know, quitting and losing is a habit too. Winning and achieving is a habit.
Yeah.
You know? So you gotta personally create that habit.
Yeah. You got a real good point there. You know, all my kids, whatever sport they play, I don't care if they lose every single game for the season, they will not quit. You know, because to me, just like you said, once you quit, then that's a bad habit to have, right? So I mean, I don't care if, you know, the coaches bench you all day. You know, you're whatever you start, you got to finish.
Absolutely,
that's for sure, man. Great message out there, man. And you know, props to you, Kalvin, for able to keep that, you know, drive going. I know that when we're like, I don't know, when we're young kids and young babies, like we're not scared of anything. And then as we get older, we take more and more precaution for whatever reason. But you know, I'm just happy that Kalvin is able to, you know, keep on trying and just trying to push this to the limit as far as he can, you know. So all right, let's relax a little bit. Let's have a little fun towards the end here. Thanks for all the knowledge. sharing your guys' journey. We certainly hope that, your message and your story, Kalvin, cool, and your wife, Vanessa here, hopefully you guys are able to inspire a lot of our viewers out there, man, because, like you said, man, there's not a lot of representation. Like I said, there's not a lot of representation out there as far as Asians in football and at the high level, at least. There's a lot of kids playing certainly at the lower level and like as they grow up, but eventually, size kind of filters everything out. But we just certainly hope that Kalvin's able to take it to the limit, man. And then just him doing this right now is just sure he's representing right now, man. So
thanks a lot.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna play a little game right here, Kalvin. You ready? We're gonna play word association game. So we're gonna pop some words out, some names and things like that. You just tell us how you feel about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, do you want like just a one word response or?
Just like something short. If you need to explain it more, go for it. All right. Just something easy, something short. And then towards the end, the last segment, we're gonna do start, bench, and cut, and we want Dad to participate as well too. All right. Okay, Kalvin. First thing that comes to mind right here, man. Your parents. First word. Go ahead.
Lovable.
What'd you say?
Lovable.
Lovable. Okay. What about this? Hmong athlete. What comes to mind?
Not common.
What about this? What about this? Education.
Hard work and dedication.
What about this one right here, man? Doubters, haters, not so much haters, but doubters.
Negative.
Need them, right? Need them.
Needies. The fuel.
It means you're doing something right.
And then lastly, what about this one? Kalvin Moua.
Oh,
Never been asked this yet, huh?
Starting lineup for San Francisco 49ers, right?
Give yourself some credit. He's trying to be humble.
I'd say still not finished, not done yet. Not done yet.
Raw, still raw yet.
Okay.
I got you, man. That's, man, a lot of work to do. Great attitude, man. For sure. Very humble. Awesome, man. Those are that's very telling of, a little bit about how you are growing up and how your dad and them are raising you to be humble and to put in work, and the job is never done and always working on yourself, man. Got to give a lot of props to mom and dad right here, man. That's for sure. And then the last segment right here, man, we're going to play start, bench, and cut. You guys ready? We're going to go old school with Dad and then, kind of new school with Kalvin right here, man. All right. Pheng, you just want me to lead it?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we're going to start with Dad first. Dad, start, bench, or cut, all right? We're going to go with 49ers receivers. All right?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. First one is T.O., Terrell Owens. All right. Next is Jerry Rice. And the last one is Debo Harris. Start, bench, cut.
No, you mean Debo Samuel?
Oh, Debo Samuel, my bad. Debo, yep.
Man, those are hard. Whew. I'm about to say, definitely have to be Rice, Jerry Rice, the best ever, the best to do it.
Yeah.
Then start, bench, or cut, right? So
So you got
And Sebo. No, Debo.
okay.
And then I love Owens, but I'm out to cut Owens. You know, I mean, he's a good player and all, but you know, was it
Bench Debo and cut T.O.
yeah. So yeah, so those are my three. I mean,
Okay.
I don't want no drama queen on my team.
Oh yeah, man. T.O. kind of messed up the team right there, man. He's always doing too much. Obviously Jerry Rice, man. Shoot, that's the GOAT right there. You know.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I like the team Niners. That's
Yeah.
what drew me to the Niners.
Yeah, with Rice and Montana and all them. So,
Young
for
and all
sure.
them.
Yeah, for sure. And then, Cal, you ready?
Mhm.
All right. So we're gonna go with receivers right now. Okay. Here are your three names: start, bench, or cut. All right. We're gonna go with Tyreek Hill. All right. Cooper Kupp. And then last but not least, Devontae Adams out of Fresno.
Dang.
All three superstars.
I would start Devontae,
Oh,
bench Cup, and then cut Tyreek.
What?
Ooh, you cutting Tyreek?
Yeah.
All right, you keep. Dad's mad. That's like
That's bad. That's good.
Cooper Cup is clutch. He's clutch.
Yeah.
Tyreek
Yeah,
is. You didn't watch the game yesterday. Tyreek is good.
I like
Can't go wrong. Yeah.
Cup
Yeah,
is clutch,
yeah.
and you know Devontae Adams, his footwork is unmatched, man. I got his footwork
Yeah.
is just crazy, you know.
Yeah.
And then Hill, man, you can't go wrong. Obviously, he's fast,
No
man.
wrong answer. Man.
So-
you can go either way.
Yeah, those are hard. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
For sure.
that one was harder than the Niners one.
Dad, who would you go with? Tyreek Hill, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams. Give it to us right here.
I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna start Tyreek, man. Tyreek.
Mm-hmm.
I will bench Devontae Adams and then
Mhm.
cut. I mean, it's hard, but
Yeah.
to me, Tyreek, he's a game changer. You know, they're all game changers.
Mm-hmm.
But what I've seen Tyreek do in the past couple of years, just
Yeah.
you know, he's like to me, he's like a magician at times. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for her, Tyreek could basically take like kind of like Kalvin, take a short screen pass and just break it.
Correct.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he got that type of talent. Let's
Yeah.
see Vanessa here. She said start Hill, bench Adams, and cut Cup. She got the same thing you got.
Yeah.
She got the same thing you got. Cool. So that's for sure, man. Hey, so proud of you guys. You know, we appreciate you guys, your whole family taking out the time out of your busy schedule. I know you guys don't even get a lot of family time, but out of your busy schedule to come on and tell your guys' story. We are hopeful that you guys can inspire generations to come. Just really appreciative, and you know, just good luck the rest of the way. Win, lose, or draw, man, we are big fans already, just of the whole family, not even like the football player, but just the family, man. So
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thanks a lot for this opportunity. I just want to shout out to all the trainers that helped out Kalvin along the way, especially the trainers. You know, his strength coach and strength and core coach Rob, coach Rob from Core 209. You know, his speed coach back in California, Coach Giles. Thanks a lot for helping him, and then his receivers coach, Coach Graves. You know, he's been a lot. You know, teaching him with all the routes and route runnings and what it takes to be a good wideout. So I want to say thanks to all of them. You know, along the way, meeting the new coaches here. You know, Coach Shabazz, Coach Fred, and then Coach Greg too here. So we've networked with some good coaches here too. So they'll be pretty much the next coaches in line to help hopefully bring up Kalvin to the next level.
For sure, man. For sure.
And then Coach,
Go ahead.
Coach, was it G Gilbert? Thanks a lot for baseball, and shout out to Kenny and Jeff. You guys have been pretty much, the dads that have been with me along the way. So thanks a lot, guys.
And Kalvin, anybody else?
Oh, Coach Carter. He's the one that we first joined over here, and he put Kalvin on the map here for this Memphis area. So
Yeah, he got my name out there.
Awesome. And I just saw that Kalvin's also in a new an article too. So man, just keep on posting those content, keep on getting your name out there, man. And like we said, man, win, lose or draw, we're a big fan of you guys.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. It's amazing how resilient these kids are. Going through this process with academics and sports and all that. Something that we were never really exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But I know,
Right, yeah.
I know, everybody has goals, but I just hope that the destination is always, once you make it or as far as you get, the destination is always turning back and helping other kids that are coming up, just like you or just like and kids that want to make it. I mean.
Oh, then sorry, I got a few more shout outs too.
Yeah, go for it.
Was it his national football team here in Mississippi, Wolfpacks, Coach Rip and Coach Mike. Thanks a lot for the opportunity this year. They were probably the main reason why he made it to Under Armour All America. So thanks a lot too. And then all of his coaching staff from Briarcrest, that believe in him, especially Coach Meadows and his wife. With my wife and I working every day, Coach Meadows and his wife, they've been a great help. Picking and dropping off Kalvin every day from the house. So there's words can't explain how blessed we are with you guys helping us along the way.
For sure, man. It just goes to show, man, just all the people that you think, man, the old saying, the old African proverb, man, it takes a village to raise a child, man. All hands on deck.
Yes.
For sure.
Definitely.
I appreciate you guys so much. Keep us updated, in touch along the way. Anything that you need to share, please share it. We'll put it on our page. Man, we like to follow Kalvin and the whole family, man. See how you guys do in a couple years from now as well, too, man. So good luck to everything.
Okay.
Stay safe, and hopefully we cross path one day. Okay.
Definitely. We almost did, because I almost came out to that Green Bay game.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, almost did, but he had a football banquet, so I had to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah. But thanks a lot for this opportunity. Thanks for all the Hmong fans, people, community.
Yes.
We miss our Hmong people. Living here in Mississippi, we don't see much Hmong people.
For sure.
We miss the Hmong food, we miss the Hmong family the parties, we miss everything, right? So thanks a lot for the love and support. Hmong
For
people.
sure, man. Whenever your family gets out to Wisconsin, give us a holler, man. If you guys are ever here around the area, man, hit us up.
For sure. Thanks
All
a
right,
lot,
brother.
guys.
Appreciate it. All right, Kalvin, stay up, stay healthy. Most importantly.
All right.
Stay representing, man.
All right.
So thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.